died for the ungodly. Christ died for sinners. Christ died for his enemies. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. Jesus, what are you doing in this garden? Answer, I am in this garden in order that it may be possible for men and women to be restored to the garden. I am in this garden according to your will. I have come to do your will, Father. Father, if you are willing, if there is any other possible way for me to keep the covenant, to fulfill your law's demands, to bear the penalty of sin, if there is any other possible way, now would be a great time to introduce it. Because everything in me, Father, from a human perspective, shrinks from this. Everything in me just withdraws from it. Yes. Nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done. I have come here to do your will. And because of what Christ has done, doing for us what we cannot ever do for ourselves, we may then, included with Christ, join him in eternity. Augustus taught maybe got it wonderfully, didn't he? When he wrote, "Not the labors of my hands could fulfill your law's demands." Could my zeal no respite know? Could my tears forever flow if I was constantly contrite and crying over my condition? All of this for sin could not atone. You must save, and you alone. That's essentially it. The body you prepared for me, a real person. It's written about me in the scrolls of eternal plan. I come to do your will, the execution of a saving purpose. I want to make one point of application which is uppermost in my mind as it happens this morning. Yesterday when I was washing some salt off the car, actually getting myself wetter than the car as it turned out, and at the same time listening on earphones to some classical music provided by Simon and Garfunkel. As I came around the corner of the car, I suddenly saw two young men in suits standing right there, like they appeared from nowhere. And one began to talk to me. Well, I couldn't hear a word he was saying because of Simon, and my hose was squirting everywhere. So I disengaged myself. I took one earphone out, and they began to tell me that he was here as a representative of a particular group, and the young man that was with him was holding a Bible. I noticed that it said Holy Bible on it, and he asked a number of questions and began to share a number of things. I thanked him for their visit and said that I was a committed Christian and with my family seeking to follow Christ. Well, he said, "Could I just leave you with a piece of information?" Yes, I said, "I'll gladly take whatever you have to offer." And so they gave me this piece, which is entitled "The Family of Proclamation to the World." And of course it has a tremendous amount in it that we would find immediate and total agreement with. The importance of marriage between a man and a woman. No place for homosexual marriage. The priority of the roles within marriage and so on. So a tremendous amount of very, very, very helpful material. Now, parenthetically, I should tell you this. So during the day, and also while I was washing the car, I found myself debating in my own mind about the value and validity of coming back to the verses that we just touched on just now. In my mind, things like, oh, it's the new year, surely people don't want to hear about the scrolls, and I've come to do your will. Why don't you do something that's a little more friendly, a little more accessible? A lot of people are in from town, out of town, they have their friends, they get kicked off, and the devil said, you change your message, have another message, get a life, whatever it was. And as I was going through all this, all of a sudden, you know, the truths were there. And as I began to give myself later again, I began to read the piece. And it said all human beings, male and female, are created in the image of God. He is a beloved spirit son or daughter of heavenly parents. In the pre-mortal realm, spirit sons and daughters knew and worshipped God as their eternal Father and accepted His plan by which His children could obtain a physical body and gain earthly experience to progress toward perfection and ultimately realize his or her divine destiny as an heir of eternal life. Sacred ordinances and covenants available in holy temples make it possible for individuals to return to the presence of God. Sacred ordinances and covenants available in holy temples make possible the individual's return to the presence of God. I said to myself, where do these people get this stuff from? But they actually get it not from the Bible, but they get it from one of the other three groups which we regard as equally authoritative. If you doubt that, then let me quote to you the doctrine. The standard works of the Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints, the standard works of the Church, are the following 4 volumes of Scripture: the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. These 4 volumes of Scripture are the standards for measuring God, the gauges by which all things are judged. And then I looked at the spirit children thing. I said, I didn't know that I was a spirit child. I never came across that before. And then I looked it up and I discovered, and this is Mormon Doctrine 1977, implicit in the Christian verity that all men are the spirit children of an eternal Father is the usually unspoken truth that they are also the offspring of an eternal Mother. An exalted and glorified man of holiness could not be a father unless a woman of light glory, perfection, and holiness was associated with him as a mother. And as a result of that union, we have the production not only of us, but of Jesus, who, quote again, was the most intelligent, the most faithful, the most godlike of all the sons and daughters of our Heavenly Father in the spirit world. And this godlike person, this intelligent son, this most faithful son, was in himself unable to provide atonement in the way that we have just seen in the Bible. Listen, quote from the Articles of Faith. The individual effect of the atonement makes it possible for any and every soul to obtain absolution from the effect of personal sins through the mediation of Christ. But such saving intervention is to be invoked by individual effort as manifested through faith, repentance, and continued works of righteousness. The blessing of redemption from individual sins, while open for all to attain, is nevertheless conditioned on individual effort. Individual salvation or rescue from the effects of personal sins is to be acquired by each for himself by faith and good works. And then I said to myself, well, I think it is important that I go back to that section. And if only 60 out of 150 get it and Calvin is right, then I will content myself with the 60. Because the 60 can reach another 60. And the 120 can reach another 120. And the 240 by exponential growth can reach America for Jesus Christ. The reason I make this point of application is not in order to jump from nowhere to the detriment of these often deluded, well-meaning souls, but it is to make the point, my dear friends, this morning, that this Christian journey, as we go in to the 21st century in this country, that it is in the issues of Christian doctrine. It is in the absolute truth of who Jesus is and why he came and how he achieved it and why it matters that the battles will be fought. And unless you and I are prepared by sometimes dull, often being unpalatable and all times necessary instruction, then if not ourselves, our children, and our grandchildren, they will be flushed away on an attractive craft. And the time it is hell.